When Jamie Oliver shut down his United Kingdom restaurant empire in 2019, the headlines were brutal. Jamie Oliver's restaurant chain collapses. Jamie Oliver's celebrity chef empire crumbles. From national treasure to business failure. To the public, it looked like a sudden fall. One year, Jamie's Italian was everywhere. The next, over 1,000 jobs were gone. Creditors were unpaid, and the brand vanished from the high street. But here is the uncomfortable truth. This was not a collapse. It was a slow-motion inevitability. Because long before the first restaurant closed, long before the debt piled up, long before the headlines turned hostile, Jamie Oliver's restaurant model was already broken. Not because Jamie was not talented, not because customers did not like the food, not even because the market was cruel, but because the business itself was built on assumptions that simply do not work at scale. This is not the story of how Jamie Oliver destroyed his empire. This is the story of why it was always doomed to fail. To understand why, we need to strip away the celebrity, the emotion, and the nostalgia, and look at the hard economics underneath. 5 chapters tell the real story, the dream, the model, the expansion, the collision, and the reckoning. Jamie Oliver didn't start with spreadsheets. He started with ideals. From the beginning, Jamie's mission was clear: better food, better ingredients, better treatment of staff, ethical sourcing, fair wages. These values made him beloved by the public. But in restaurants, values cost money. Fresh ingredients cost more. Skilled chefs cost more. Training costs more. Space to cook properly costs more. And that's fine, if you price for it. Jamie's restaurants didn't. From the start, Jamie's Italian tried to sit in an impossible middle ground. Premium ingredients, high labor standards, mid-market pricing. That gap between cost and price is where the problems began. Because restaurants don't fail from bad intentions, they fail from bad unit economics. Let's talk margins. A healthy casual dining restaurant might aim for 65 to 70% gross margin, tight labor control, and limited menu complexity. Jamie's Italian did the opposite. Its menu was large, ingredient-heavy, and labor-intensive. Pasta rolled fresh. Sauces made in-house. Seasonal produce flown in, all admirable, all expensive. Now add central city locations, large dining rooms, and full table service. Suddenly, fixed costs exploded. Rent, staff, utilities, training. And here's the killer. The average customer didn't care enough to pay significantly more. They liked Jamie, they trusted Jamie, but they still compared prices to Pizza Express, Zizzi, and Prezzo. And those competitors had lower cost bases. Jamie's Italian wasn't premium enough to charge premium prices, but it was far too expensive to run as a mid-market chain. That is a death sentence in hospitality. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, as we want to reach 5,000 subscribers this week. Now let's continue. Now here's where it gets dangerous. Success in a few locations convinced everyone the model worked. Early flagship restaurants performed well. The press was glowing, customers queued, so the business expanded. Fast, dozens of locations opened across the UK, then overseas, then in airports, then in malls. But here's the problem with restaurant expansion. If your margins are thin, scale does not save you. It kills you. Every new restaurant, locked in long-term leases, added staffing complexity. Increased management overhead. Jamie's Italian did not expand from strength. It expanded from brand confidence. Celebrity masked fragility. Loss-making locations were tolerated because the brand was powerful, the founder was famous. Investors believed the next site would fix it, but the underlying model never improved. More restaurants just meant more places losing money at once. What looked like momentum was actually momentum masking fragility. Each new opening increased exposure, not resilience. The brand was growing louder, but the economics underneath were getting quieter. Then the environment changed. From around 2016 onwards, UK casual dining entered a crisis. Rents rose. Business rates soared. Wages increased. Footfall declined. At the same time, Deliveroo changed expectations. Fast casual operators undercut prices. Consumers cooked more at home. Suddenly, the weaknesses in Jamie's model were exposed. High costs plus declining traffic equals disaster. Other chains responded by cutting menus, cutting staff, renegotiating leases. Jamie's Italian could not. Cutting costs would mean cutting values. Cutting values would mean cutting the brand. So the business bled. By the time the company entered administration, debt had piled up. Creditors were unpaid. Locations were unsustainable. The collapse felt sudden. But the numbers had been screaming for years. This is the part many people miss. Jamie Oliver's restaurants didn't fail because he wasn't involved. He didn't care. He lost touch. They failed because celebrity-led restaurants confuse identity with economics. Jamie's brand stood for ethical food education, reform. But restaurants survive on tight margins, ruthless efficiency, relentless cost control. Those two worlds collide. And when they do, the spreadsheet always wins. So what's the real lesson here? Why were Jamie Oliver's restaurants always doomed? 1. Values without pricing power don't scale. Good intentions must be matched by customers willing to pay more consistently. 2. Celebrity is not a business model. Fame attracts attention, not sustainable margins. 3. Mid-market is the most dangerous place, too expensive to be cheap, too cheap to be premium. 4. Expansion amplifies flaws. Scale doesn't fix bad economics, it exposes them. 5. Restaurants are math, not magic. No amount of brand love can beat broken unit economics. And here's the most important insight. Jamie Oliver didn't fail despite doing the right thing. He failed because the system punishes doing the right thing without charging for it. That doesn't make him a bad businessman. It makes the restaurant industry brutally honest. Today, Jamie Oliver is still successful. His media empire thrives. His influence remains enormous, but his restaurants are gone. Not because people stopped believing in him, but because belief is not enough to keep the lights on. In the end, this wasn't a tragedy. It was a lesson, one that every founder, creator, and entrepreneur eventually learns. A beautiful vision without a sustainable business model isn't a dream. It's a countdown. Fade to black. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. We want to hit the 5,000 subscribers this week. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.